In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, action.
What's good, fam? And welcome to JustDrawz. This is a show hosted by two black gay men who are smart, sometimes funny, and not afraid to say the quiet parts out loud.
We talk life, love, sex, culture, mental health, politics, pop culture,
and everything in between. So whether you're here to laugh, learn, heal, or just feel seen,
you're in the right place.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to JustDrawz, the podcast where we keep it vulnerable,
raw, stripped down,
and authentically just us. I'm Jeff.
And I'm Darius, aka DMC.
So grab a drink
or keep your hands on the wheel.
And let's get into it.
Yeah, let's get into it after you readjust yourself.
Yeah, adjust yourself or your support.
Or your support. All of those things. Yes. Adjust.
Yes.
Adjust it.
Adjust. All right. So tonight we are coming from Towson, Maryland again. What you know about that? All right. And so I am going to hand things over to Darius.
Me again. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So we're back, y'all. This is part 3 of our question and answer session. So usually when we get a chance to be in person with each other, because as you all know, we are in 2 different states. So when we get a chance to record, we usually will always try to do a viewer question and answer kind of situation. So we're back. We actually put out a post before we recorded this session asking for questions, asking you to send us some questions. And so we got some stuff from some viewers. And so viewers and listeners, I should say. So we're going to go through that. We're going to shout them out a little bit. And we're going to give you some more real, vulnerable, raw, stripped down versions of ourselves. So you ready?
Ready.
Let's get it.
Ready.
All
And
right.
before we get started, though.
Yes.
Thanks for everyone that sent in questions.
Yes.
If we don't get to your question tonight,
It will be.
we will probably get to it later on.
Part
We'll
4.
try to work it in.
Yeah.
Part 4.
We'll do a part 4.
Little bonus
something.
episodes and
Something
things
like
like
that.
that.
Yeah.
We'll try to do what we can with what we got.
We got
But
you.
thanks for everyone that sent stuff in and keep it coming. We don't mind. You can fill our inbox up all you want.
Please fill our inboxes up. That's all you should be filling.
Yes.
Up. It's just the inbox.
Yes,
So,
just the inboxes. No holes, please.
Please.
Without consent.
Or with consent. None of that. So yeah. All right. So you want me to start?
Yeah, we'll take this first.
I bet. All right. So the first question comes from Marcus from Atlanta. So thank you, Marcus. Hey y'all, be real. Who's the one that usually gotta apologize after an argument? I know one of y'all be holding grudges.
I'm not going to say that I hold well, I hold grudges, but I wouldn't hold a grudge with you.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
But because we hardly ever argue, when we have argued,
Mm-hmm.
it has been the person that has to apologize, because usually I'm the person that causes the argument or the breakdown. And it hasn't been that many.
No, there's one that sticks out.
And we talked about that.
And we talked about that on the podcast.
Yeah, we talked about that one.
But there was one just recently, earlier this year, and it wasn't an argument, but it was there was some tension.
Okay.
And that was when we were at Culver's and I was in Atlanta.
Yes.
There was some tension there. And so it wasn't necessarily an apology, but I was just like, okay, look, if this bothers you, then let me stop doing that. So I guess that was me. So I guess we're even there. We're kind of 50-50 there, because we, like you said, we don't really argue like that. So it's been like, okay, this is what it is. And
yeah, we had a difficult conversation.
We did.
It was not an argument. It was just something that, hey, this is how I feel about this issue.
Mm-hmm.
Just want to let you know this is it. And that's all.
And like I didn't know that was an issue until you said something. And like when you get in that mode, your jaw kind of tightens. And I was like, okay, so what's happening here? Like, what's going on? And of course, I'm not backing down, and you're not backing down, and then your legs started shaking, and I was like, okay, is this bothering you? Because if it's bothering you, then let me just stop doing that altogether. And so that's what it was. So yeah, that was what it was. So it was just that. So yeah, neither one of us really holds grudges with each other, because again, we don't argue like that. We usually can come to pretty easy compromises. And if there's something that one of us won't want to back down from, then it's like, I'm not backing down from this. So
Yeah.
so
All right. So this comes from Kia from Baltimore. A female.
here.
A female is watching the show.
Okay,
All
we
right,
appreciate you.
enlightenment.
We
We
appreciate
love
you.
it.
Yeah.
We're here for it.
God
All right.
bless you. God
So
bless
what's up? What's something y'all learned about each other that surprised you once y'all started doing the podcast together?
you. Ooh, that's a good question.
That is a good question. I got to think about this one because.
Yeah, I don't know that I learned anything new. So I will say this. When right around the time that we started doing the podcast was when you got into your nudist era.
Well, when we started doing this video version,
Yes.
yes, because we've been doing the podcast audio only for a minute before we started doing it.
So yeah, maybe that's right.
So the video era, yes, that would track.
That was okay. All right then, because I was like, I felt like maybe you were heading in that direction when we were starting to do the just the audio only, but maybe not.
No, that
Okay.
was
All right. So yeah, when we
kind
started
of
doing,
sort of, but not really.
yeah. So I didn't realize how, and I still, I guess we could still have conversations about it, but I still want to know where that was. That something that you had always wanted to do, or you'd always felt, because that I didn't know. And when you started talking to me about it, I was going, okay, now where is this coming from? Like, what's happening here? Like, I don't know if I know him anymore. Like, it's just the Twilight Zone. What the fuck is going on here? Yeah, so, and I remember, like, when you would tell me stuff, I'm on the phone going, what's happening? So that was one thing that I learned, and I've never even really asked you about where it stems from. I'm just like, okay, well, that's what he's doing. Whatever. I don't give a fuck. Whatever. So that's something new.
Okay.
Ooh, I know something you learned about me. Go ahead.
So I mean, did you want me to answer?
No, yeah, go ahead. Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, I just thought about it, but I was like, I want to see if
No, I'm talking about.
Oh,
did you
yours.
want me to talk about?
Oh,
what we
sure.
were talking
Yeah,
about?
go ahead. Yeah.
Okay, so just to kind of talk about, so for me, when I started going to the Korean spa and all that stuff, it all started with me wanting to be more comfortable with my own body.
Okay.
And as a requirement, you have to be completely naked at the Korean spa, at the onsen and whatever. And so, I mean, I was worried about, was my body going to react? I was worried about how I looked, all those little different things that you would think about being judged in a vulnerable space where you are completely nude. There's nothing hiding anything.
Yeah.
But it was the start of my journey for just being more accepting of my own body at the time.
Okay.
And that was when, I was a little bit more fit. That was around the time I was in the, the mud races and all that stuff. So, I felt pretty confident, but I still kind of had this back of my mind, worry about, what I look like going into that space. So I was intrigued, but never took the plunge until I started going to it. And then once I got there, I felt more normalized with it. And so once I started signing up for the different social groups in Atlanta, the nudist social groups, that was just kind of the path of being around other people that I knew. Because when I was going to this spa, I was like the only person that I knew that was going. I didn't like, this is my friend, blah, 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 blah. Or when I would go, I wasn't there to meet people. I was just a zen out and just relax, sit in the steam rooms, in the salt room, be in the sauna, be in the hot tub, and just kind of, that was my escape from being at home and just doing something different and not just sitting in the screen, in front of a screen playing video games or in front of the computer. That was my escape.
Yeah.
So I can't really say that there was any type of root for it, but it was just something that I was intrigued about. I wanted to learn more about, and just getting onto that social circle of the nudists in Atlanta, that became a larger friend group for me. Yeah. I guess I knew this And we didn't really talk about it as much, I think, in the earlier part of our relationship. And I don't think this is going to be something that you are thinking of, but I didn't realize how deep you were into your fraternity and how involved you were. I don't feel like that kind of was more, I feel like once you moved here, it became more apparent. I think when you were in Florida, it wasn't as clear to me, or maybe I wasn't paying attention. Bad friend.
No, I can explain. I can explain that too. I am what's called a charter member of my fraternity at my specific campus. And so I was on the very first line that ever came through that chapter and, or came through my campus, or my school. And so I actually served as the advisor from 2002 through 2015. And so we met in 2013, 14, somewhere there.
Yeah.
So I was kind of burned out with the fraternity a little bit around that time. And so I stepped away from being the advisor of the fraternity from 2015 through about 2020.
Okay.
And so that a lot of that was well, not a lot of that, but at least half of that was in Florida. And so, because I moved to Florida in 2018, so I didn't talk about it that much because I wasn't connected like that. And so in 2020, I began to, I got a call that they were kind of in some bad situation. And so I stepped back into the role as advisor again. And so I've been advisor since 2021, somewhere around there, up through now. And so I've been a little bit more involved with them because the level of student that is currently in the organization is a group of people who you have to really kind of walk them through a lot of stuff. And I'm trying to train them so that I don't have to do as much walking with them, and I don't have to be the one to hold them more accountable. But like every year, you know, and especially after the pandemic, like there are people who just are like, I'm just here, I'm just doing whatever it is. So yeah, so I focus a little bit more, or have been focusing a little bit more with them in an effort to get them back to a space where I can kind of step back again. It doesn't stop me from doing anything that I want to do because I'm advising them from a distance. You know, up here in the DMV area or Maryland area, and they're in North Carolina. So I reach out to them periodically and stuff like that. But that was what it was.
Okay.
Yeah, that's why you probably never heard a lot about it, because I wasn't as engaged with them initially.
What is the thing that you?
There were a few. There were a few things. Yeah, the one I thought initially was when we had the episode about kinks, and I mentioned that. What did I mention? That I liked nipple play. Yeah. And you were like, oh, like I remember on the screen you were like, and I was like, yeah, you know, I was like, that's something that, you know, I'm a little into. And there was that, and then there was, I feel like a lot of what I said or have said about how I feel about growing up and some of the insecurities that I still have, I don't think we really ever talked a lot about that. Yeah. So it's again, this podcast is really cathartic for me because I'm like, well, this is how I feel about this, or this is what I've kind of gone through, and here's how that has informed what I'm doing now. So I felt like that those would have been at least two of the things. Oh, and Prince Felder, the fact that was one of my crushes. You were like,
that does not read that. That's me. That's not you.
No, I have a wide range of things that I like. So
clearly,
yes. So, all right. So the next question is from Jalen from Houston. So Jalen says, hey, which one of y'all got the biggest ego? Don't play humble. The people want to know.
The people want to know.
The people want to know. Okay. So I don't think either one of us has an ego, but I am absolutely the more the one of us that is more what's the word I want to use? Like I'm more concerned about the aesthetic.
Yeah.
Than
conscious and aware.
Yeah, I everything has to kind of align, everything has to look right. I'd like before the podcast today, I was laying out clothes. I was just like, okay, this is going to go with this. All right, this is going to go with that. This is going to go with this. And like you're just like, all right, I'm putting on a t-shirt and we're going to go.
And I mean, you know, that's kind of clear because normally on the podcast, you know, I'm always just in a t-shirt and you will have on a whole little outfit. I'm just over here like Steve Jobs. The t-shirt change, color may change, the glasses may change. Mm-hmm. Now the background lights may change.
Right, yeah, there you go. Yeah,
but it's going to be a t-shirt.
See, no, and I'm like, all right, cool. I wore a t-shirt on this one, so I'm going to put on a polo on this one, or I'm going to put on a sleeveless on this one. I'm going to wear a sweatshirt, you know. So yeah, I'm always like thinking like that and thinking about when stuff is going to air so that I can kind of.
And you don't repeat outfits either. Like
not a podcast.
You have you
I have a lot of
like
shit.
like Funky the Needle.
Okay.
You have pieces.
I have pieces. Okay. Yeah. And I want y'all to know I have pieces. All right. So definitely.
Oh, goodness. All right. So the next question comes from Dre from Chicago. Was there ever a time y'all actually stopped talking for a while? What happened and how'd y'all fix it? I would say we fixed it pretty quickly because we didn't stop talking.
We never
talking for very long because that was the initial argument that we had, which we talked about on the episode a couple of last year. Mm-hmm. We stopped talking for a day.
That night, because it happened that night, and we went to breakfast the next morning. And at breakfast, that was what it was. I think that our conversations have slowed a little bit because it used to be that when we talked. I remember we used to talk about all the time that like, okay, look, 2 days are not going to go by without us having reached out to one another. I've noticed that recently, and I think it's just life, but I've noticed that recently we'll go maybe 4 days that we might not necessarily talk. We may communicate, but we may not like talk. And honestly, real talk, I didn't know what was going on. Like, I was like, okay, maybe Jeff is just kind of getting tired with a lot of stuff, or he's getting tired with this. And I was just like, okay, I don't know. I don't know that I would want to do this if Jeff just came to me and was like, all right, this is it.
That's it.
Yeah, or on an episode, you're like, all right, and this is going to be my last day, everybody. And I'm looking like Carlos King when, the girl quit on the show.
Oh yeah.
Right. And I'm just like, well, we love you, you know? Mm-hmm. So I didn't know, but I know that. And I think I asked you that one day. I was like, yeah, I said, you all right? I was like, everything good, you know? And so you were like, yeah, I've just got, you know, this work going on. And then, you know, you're out of town and hanging out and doing stuff. And so I was like, okay, I'm not going to press.
Yeah.
I'm glad I brought it up here so that like I could get that clarity, because I was like, okay, I don't know what's gonna happen here. I don't get it.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I am juggling a lot. I'm doing more traveling. I'm doing more relationship stuff. I do feel like our podcasts we communicate a lot because we're doing the show. Mm-hmm. And I know it's not the same as like best friend talk.
Yeah.
But I do think that we are still getting to know each other better just through this process, just between the two of us. Mm-hmm. So I don't think there's anything, I can't say there's a specific thing why we don't communicate as often other than just life be lifing.
Yeah.
But I mean, I guess for me, it's not really, there are times when I realize, oh, I haven't talked to Darius, this and another, because like, or I know he's traveling, and I'm traveling this week, or I'm doing a lot. And so when I know that you're traveling, then I'd be like, all right, well, I know I can't really reach out to him because I want him to enjoy his travels while he's out and about in the world doing things. But yeah, I don't think for me that there was any type of specific, issue that would have caused us to not communicate as often. I still feel we talk pretty often, more than some other people.
Yeah, we do.
That I know that have best friends. So.
Yeah, we definitely do. And I'm glad that this trip we're going to have an opportunity. I think we're doing podcast stuff, but I think that we're going to have an opportunity to really just kind of catch up with each other. So, you know, I was like, okay, that'll be dope.
Yeah.
You know, that'll be, So no, that's the answer, guys. No, we've not really stopped talking for a while at all. The most that we stopped talking was, we can't even say it was 12 hours. No, it would have been 12.
No, because we went to breakfast the next day.
Right.
but
dinner was at like 9.
yeah,
8 or 9.
It was.
We didn't go to brunch till like 10.
Yeah. So maybe 12 max.
Yeah.
So,
and it's wild that I remember that, but I can't remember what the hell I ate yesterday. So it is what it is.
It's age.
It is. And maturity. Let's say that. Okay.
All right. Next question.
Mm-hmm.
You want to take it or you want me?
So the next question comes from no. I'm sorry.
Oh wait. Or with Tasha from DC.
Okay, so Tasha, thank you, Tasha from DC asks, if you had to describe your co-host as a drink, what kind of drink would they be and why? And she also adds, I feel like one of y'all's is definitely a tequila shot.
Okay. Well, I will say that your drink would be a sugar-free. Well, we're going to start with sugar-free, water-based, and
something
citrus.
I was about to say something from Starbucks.
No, we're not even going to be from the store. Like, I feel like you're more of a, because you don't drink alcohol, and I feel like if you were to drink something, it would be sugar-free. Not that you don't like sugar or sweetened things.
Sugar.
Yes, but I think that you probably be like that. You'd be like a citrus Thai tea. I think that would be you.
There's Thai tea at the house.
Yeah, and I know you like Thai tea, but I think that would be you.
That's exactly what it is. Yeah. Okay, so I'm glad you didn't go alcoholic because I wasn't thinking alcohol for you.
Okay.
All right. So if I had to describe you as a drink, you would be milk. Hear me out. All right. So milk, when you think about milk, there's a lot of nostalgia that comes when you think about milk, right? Okay, hear me out, right? All right, so a lot of times people are like, oh, you know what? I'd love to have like some cookies or this type of cookies and milk. Or I like to have like a big piece of cake and like some milk. And a lot of that milk or their people's affinity or their remembrance of milk comes from like childhood. It comes from like good times in their lives. And even like people that eat cereal, like they think about that. They think about when they were young and like they were carefree and all of that stuff. So for you, like you're something that is kind of timeless. Like you're kind of classic in that way.
Okay.
Like, and it's not that you're like bland or anything like that. There are people that I know that don't drink milk, but the reason they don't drink milk is because they have some sort of intolerance to it, not that they didn't enjoy it or they don't enjoy it. And I've said a lot of times on the podcast that you are the Boy Scout of us two. You're the one that I don't think has any enemies. There are some people who might not particularly care to hang with you, but it's not like, oh, I can't stand him kind of thing. Now, again, for me, it's, okay, I don't like him. He's this, he's that, he's intimidating, you know, whatever. But like, I don't get that from you. Okay. And so, having said that, it's like, again, you're like a classic, timeless kind of thing that if people hang around you long enough, they're going to grow. And I started seeing all the ads in my mind, like the milk ads where it was like the person starts as a child and then there's like a bully next to them and then they drink and then they age up a little bit.
80s, got milk.
Yeah, and then they age up again and they're like, and now I'm a bodybuilder and I look great and you're over there looking like a chump. And then it goes back down and they go, you know, got milk, you know, whatever. So that's what I would say.
Okay. Interesting.
Yep.
Interesting take on that. But I would be the tequila shot.
Yes.
Out of the two of us.
You would definitely be the tequila shot.
If that was the choice.
I could probably get drunk off of a tequila shot because I don't have much of a stomach. So.
That's okay. All right. So next question is from Nate from LA. All right, LA.
Yeah.
West Coast announced. You were just in LA. We hoeing in West.
Owen. With the wheeze. Right. LA, that's right.
West Hollywood. All right. So Nate from LA. Hey fam, if y'all had to switch lives for a week, what's the first thing you struggle with the most about being the other person? I'm going to go first.
Please.
So Darius is super organized. Everything has a place. There's a place for everything.
And everything has a label.
Everything is labeled, filed, folded, indexed.
Yes.
So my way of organized chaos, that would be a big adjustment for me. If we switch lives and I had to impersonate him, that would probably be the number one struggle out of everything. And I feel like anyone that knows you and would enter your space would immediately know that something was wrong because something was not put in the place that it normally is. Something, the pillows have to be just so, the plates have to be just so, the dishes have to be washed and placed in this. Even the refrigerator is meticulously organized in a just so way where there is no room for any new objects. You would have to
but there's a bin for that.
Well, that's what I mean. Yeah. Like if there was a new category, you'd have to do some rearranging to be like, okay, I'm going to have this new fruit drink come into the refrigerator. So now I got to make a space for that.
Yes.
And that means I'm going to have to subtract space from this space to make room so I can still have room for any extra stuff that may come in the future. Yes. So
that's so exciting. Saying all of that, I'm really excited about organizing.
Yes, so that would be the number one thing I would have to struggle with.
And I think for me, it would be the exact same thing because you're, again, organized chaos. And I would be in your space not knowing where the hell anything was. I'm like, okay, where the hell is this? Where the hell is that? Okay, where's this? I need this. I need that. Because even when I've been to your space, I've wanted to rearrange and organize stuff in your space. Like, this is not efficient. Like, why is this way over here? And why is this way over here when these two things kind of need to be together? This needs to be here. These plants need to be over this way. So yeah, that would probably be the thing that I would struggle with too, is figuring out your system. And I would probably spend that whole week straightening, cleaning, organizing, buying shit so that it can be organized, and then I would feel better. I don't sleep well when stuff is not in
You told me that.
Yeah, I don't sleep well. Like, I can sleep if I'm like super tired and like I'm just coming home and I'm gonna throw some stuff kind of wherever, but it doesn't stay there long. First thing I do when I wake up, okay, I gotta clean this up, I gotta get this up, clean this up. Even when we left the house, like I was straightening up the chairs and I was like, we're getting ready to go, but I gotta fluff these pillows.
It'll look nice when you get back.
Yes,
when we get back.
It's got to, because I won't be able to sleep unless it does. All right, so our next question comes from Jordan from New Orleans. New Orleans, baby. Hi, guys. Who's the more emotional one, and who's the one always trying to act tough? All right, Jeff is definitely the more emotional one of us, I would think. Would you agree with that?
I would agree.
Yes.
But probably not for the reasons you think. Most people think.
I don't care. I'm just saying you're the more emotional one. I'm usually the hard exterior guy. I'm usually the one that's like,
okay,
I don't give a fuck. Whatever. Okay. I have zero to give sometimes.
Yes.
But I will let people know when something bothers me. And then I'll just let you know that it bothers me. That's what it is, and I move on. But
yeah, I mean, I normally am not very expressive about things, and my problem is holding stuff in. So I will, as I love to say, I will cloud up and rain on you. I really will. Yeah. It will take a moment for me to get there, but yeah, it'll just be like everything is just bright and sunny, and the next thing you know, Jeff clouded up and rained, and then that was just the end of the party right there. He got up and left, and that was it. Just big old mess.
He was gone with the wind, fabulous. Yeah,
right.
That's what happened.
Just twirled on out of there.
Well, yeah.
So yeah. That would be. Yes, that's exactly what. How? Yeah.
You are absolutely the more emotional one. I have seen you. I haven't seen you cry yet, but I've seen you get to that space where like you're holding it back, and I'm just like, okay. In my mind, I'm like, okay, yeah, this wasn't that serious, but it was clearly some stuff that had happened that I didn't know about, and I was like, okay, there's something else that I don't know that's going on or whatever, but I'm just gonna be here. Yep. Whenever he comes back from the bathroom, and
Not the bathroom.
Yeah, you did. It was one time that you left and went to the bathroom, and I guess you went to the bathroom to kind of get yourself together. And I was just like sitting there like, okay, it's going to be supportive when he gets back. I don't know what's going on in there, but okay. So, and we were out. There were 3 of us that were out at that time. And I was like hanging out, and I was like, okay, so I'm just going to let that happen.
All right. So next question comes from Ty from Philly.
What's up, Philly?
That's right. What's good, y'all? What's one moment that made you realize your friendship was solid, like real brotherhood type solid? I've not thought about this.
I haven't either. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know either. It's just.
I mean, I feel like because neither one of us can really kind of pinpoint when or what happened, I think that makes it. I mean, clearly it's been an organic thing for the 2 of us for us to get to this point. I mean, I remember one time I specifically told you that you were my brother.
Yes.
So, and I don't remember I guess it probably went back to that argument that we had.
That could be the pinpoint, because that's what I was thinking, that would have been the pinpoint, is that that happened, and I guess it needed to happen for us to be able to say, okay, that was what it was. Yeah,
we never really had any conflict.
No.
And I mean, I'm not saying that you need to have conflict between 2 people, but I feel like that is a good point for us, or when I say point, I mean a good event in our stream of knowing each other to kind of go back to, because it was a turning point. I feel like it actually ironically made us closer friends out of everything else, because, you know, we have not really spent a lot of time physically together. We met online and we've, you know, obviously we see each other at least once at least 2 or 3 times a year.
Yeah.
So, you know, for us to have a basically telecommunicative phone, I mean, relationship, you know, we're pretty good friends.
Yeah.
For people that, because we haven't been like, you know, some friends I've bonded with differently. Yeah. They're still my friends, but we just haven't bonded the way that me and you have. And I think that kind of is a testament to the strength of our friendship, because we don't even have to be in the same city.
Right. And I've moved to 3 different. I've been in 3 different cities. Yeah, and the time
I've been in 2, because I moved from Mississippi. We met when I was first in Mississippi. Yeah,
did we?
Yeah, when we first started communicating, I was still in Mississippi.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you had just moved to Atlanta.
When we met in person. When we met in person, I had just moved to Atlanta, because I don't even think I had a job then. Okay. That was before I even got employed. So yeah.
That I didn't know. I thought you had just moved to Atlanta when we met, but
yeah, it wasn't that long after when we met in person, but we had been talking online. Yeah. At first and was on the phone. So yeah.
Cool. All right. All right. So next we have Melanie from Brooklyn. BK in the house.
All right, BK.
Shout it out. Which one of y'all gets more DMs after the episodes drop?
Be honest. Be honest. No ducking the question. Well, it's definitely not me. I never get any type of DM or comments.
DM, really? You don't like at all?
I don't get any type of communication after an episode drops. Okay. Like, it's just kind of like,
so then it's me.
Yeah,
it's me then.
No one hits me up and be like, "Hey, I like what you said, this and the other." I don't get any of that.
Okay, I do. But I would have thought that it would have been you, because there are people who recognize you in Atlanta from the podcast.
That is true.
I don't get that. I've never been out somewhere one time.
Okay.
That somebody was like, I thought you looked familiar, and I listened to your podcast, and I cannot believe that I'm meeting you in person. And I was just like,
okay.
I'm a dude that lives around the corner. Like it's fine. Like I'm not anywhere close to being. I'm a Z-list celebrity at this point, you know. So not even close. But yeah, I do get. But there's not DMs like, ooh, You look great in that episode. I can't wait to pod my cast. You know, like it's nothing like that. It's usually like, oh, I saw your episode, or I like what you said about this, you know, but it's usually people that I already know.
Yeah.
Like it's not even, you know, it's not anything, you know, anything new, but yeah. Okay. So it's me.
It's you. And it's okay. Like I said, I mean, we have obviously people will comment on the show on YouTube, this, that, and the other, but as far as someone directly contacting me about the show, no. I have gotten recognized online, well, in person in Atlanta, but you know, a lot of my circle is in Atlanta, so a lot of the people that I know that are more popular than me may have shared the show, or have liked the show on social media, and so will pop up on their feed just because someone that I know had clicked the like button. But everybody that I know does not click like on the stuff that we share.
No.
And that's okay. I mean, it is, and everyone's not going to support you, and that's okay. And nor do would I expect or beg them to be like, please like my show, please share this. Like once I mentioned we had a podcast and another, I bring it up only if it's pertinent to the conversation. But other than that, I don't, you know, do a lot of local promotion. So most of it is going to be done, you know, on our online platforms. So, but yeah, good question. Thank you for that.
Yeah, appreciate you, man.
Maybe one day.
Maybe we'll get there. Yeah, we'll see.
All right. So Chris from Detroit. Yo, what's the wildest argument y'all ever had that almost messed up the
Why
friendship?
are y'all asking all these questions about arguments?
Why are y'all so negative?
We don't argue. That's it. An argument and some tension.
Yes.
That's it.
That's
not
it.
Done anything else. Yeah.
I don't.
And we've laughed about that.
Yeah.
Definitely. So
yes,
thanks, Chris.
Thank you, Chris.
Yeah.
Not to dismiss you.
Yeah,
thank you for
not,
your question.
We don't have it. We don't have that.
But we do laugh about it. So
yeah.
All right. So I'll skip on to you. Oh, you want to do the next one? Okay.
Rico from Charlotte, hometown. Charlotte's in the house.
Shout out.
Hey y'all, if your co-host were a celebrity, who would they be and why? And of course, it's funny because y'all add like these extra little things at the end. It's like I feel like one of y'all gives way more deep energy than you admit. So I'm like, okay, Rico.
You had to add all that.
Yeah. When divas up in here, but if it was quote diva energy, it would probably be me again because again I'm the one that's most conscious about the aesthetic and how I appear, all that stuff. If Jeff were a celebrity, okay, most of you probably don't know this person, but it would be Dr. Drew.
Okay.
And Dr. Drew is very like clinical. He's very like straight-laced. He has a sense of humor, but it's the dry sense of humor kind of that like I have. But you have a sense of humor where you'll say something or something's funny. But then the other crazy thing, and I don't know if Uncle Drew, if Dr. Drew does this, but like you'll laugh at something that is ridiculous. Like, and I'm like, why is that so funny? Why is he so tickled about that? But then like if it's something else, like something that I guess I would find funny, it's just like you're like, okay, yeah. And again, very clinical, because I'm still wondering why the Liberty commercial is so funny to you, right? Because you see, you can't even compose yourself now, like, and the only thing that is said in that is, what is, you get all your money back, or you get your something to the effect. And I'm just like, why is that so funny? Like, what am I missing?
Oh my goodness. That's the Liberty commercial from a couple of years ago with the black lady.
You get your full car back? I don't know, something like
yes.
I don't know, something about you get your whole car back.
Get your whole car back. It's just the way she delivered that line just kills me.
And I'm like, and anytime it comes on, and I was in his presence, he's laughing
on
like
the
he is
floor.
On the floor, like, and I'm like,
yes, that Liberty commercial with the black lady with the short
he's crying. Like he is crying right now. Like
it's so fun.
This is crazy. What is happening?
My goodness, I'm going to watch it once we're done.
As soon as we're done, we're going to dinner, and he's going to have this on and really be crying right then. So,
oh goodness. So if it were you, if you were a celebrity, you would be Marshawn Lynch, the football player.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
That would be you, because you give. I'm just here so I won't get fined energy.
Yes.
You know, you're kind of like,
most of the time I am here because I don't want
yes,
to get fined.
you're just gonna be like, you know, straight laced. I mean, not that you don't have fun and things like that, because there's a Marshawn Lynch commercial running now with the guy from what's the not High School Musical, the other one. What's that show? The movie where the kids are like singing, they're in the singing competition.
Glee?
Not Glee.
Oh, not
no.
Glee.
It's a series of movies where they're doing like the
Pitch Perfect?
Pitch Perfect. Yes, the guy from Pitch Perfect. He's in a series of commercials with him. I think it's his name, the white dude. He kind of thick, or he was thick. Anyway, yeah, he's in those commercials with that dude. So you see like there's a softer, funnier side to Marshawn Lynch, but that's the vibe that I get from you. If you were a celebrity, I think you kind of like
I would love Marshawn Lynch's money from
Me too.
when he was playing. Is he still playing?
No, he's not playing. He's doing these commercials because there's a recession
because,
indicator.
Right, because he's not playing. Yeah,
Same with the dude from
Let Me Do Subway. Yeah,
we got Drew Barrymore doing commercials. And all these celebrities ain't got no money, or they act like they don't. They taking up all these advertising
thanks,
gigs.
Cheeto.
Right, I did that.
Fucking us up.
Goodness. Okay. What's the next question?
Well,
Ari from Miami. All right. Who's more likely to start drama, even just a little bit, just to see what happens? See, what's all this extra? Ain't nobody ask y'all to add no extra zest and seasoning.
right, just see what happens.
No putting wing dust on the questions for no reason.
They did.
All this extra wing dust.
And slut dust. Yeah.
Right. You want to go first?
I'm not going to say that I would start drama per se, but I will say that I will put some shit out. I'll plant a seed.
Because you're confrontational.
There you go. I will plant the seed, but it's not to cause drama. It's because, okay, hold up. Something's not right here. And I need to know why this is not right and why you said what you said or why you look like that. So if that's causing drama, okay, am I the drama? Like, okay, maybe. But it's only because, again, I'm confrontational. That's so that would be me. That would be me. So I get all the DMs and I start the drama. Yeah, I am the drama. So.
I'm not trying to start any drama. Yeah, it's not, because we are too old, and
God,
we don't have time.
We are just under 900 years old.
Right.
And you're just under 1,000.
Right. I'm about to turn 1,000 years old
in a few weeks.
So, yeah.
Right. So, yeah. All right.
Okay. Next question.
Is that me? All right.
Yeah.
Devin from Nashville. What's up, Dev? When y'all first met, did you know this friendship would last this long? Or did one of y'all get on each other's nerves first? I don't know that I thought it was going to last as long as it did. I knew that I wanted to connect with people who were in the community who did not look like stereotypical people in the community. That was my whole objective. And so when I met you, you were the most communicative of everybody that we met online. On the website that we were on. So I just gravitated to the fact that you were communicative. I was like, okay, well, he's talking back. He's actually calling me. He's actually texting me and asking me what's going on, what we got going on, what am I doing today, stuff like that. And we're actually having conversations that weren't
fluff.
Thank you. Yeah. So I was like, okay, yeah. So it just happened that that's what it was. And then after, a couple of years, after the 90 days, a 90-day period, was over. I was like, okay, yeah, it's gonna work. So
yeah. Excuse me. For me, I didn't have any expectation when we met and when we first started talking. we connected when I was at a very low point, because I was out of a relationship that wasn't that good, and was isolated and didn't really have any friends. So I was looking for something that was platonic, because what, I was going through was, not only did my relationship end, but I did not do a thing that a lot of people, or I did something that a lot of people experience when they're in a small town. And that is, if you don't form platonic friendships and you end up either getting swept up into a relationship or just having sex with every guy that you meet, which wasn't my case, but a lot of the guys I did meet, I didn't fool around with, but I never took the time to make those types of connections, so that once things ended in my relationship, I didn't have anyone to kind of be like, hey, what do you think about this? What do you think about that? Maybe I shouldn't have done that. Well, he did this. I didn't have any sounding boards to kind of be like, well, dude, you don't need to let nobody do you like this, or you shouldn't do that for that person. And that's what I was looking for. I was like, all right, this relationship is ended, but I was reflective enough to know that, okay, what I need is this. And you came along and was what I needed at the time.
Okay. I know that one of your exes actually asked us at one point, did we ever
hook up?
Right. Hook up, or did we ever have like a romantic connection to each other? And I remember we looked at each other and was like, no.
Ew.
Yeah, right. That's gross. I don't even want to see this man in draws, but but it happens. We're best friends. It happens. So
yeah. So I don't think I didn't have the foresight enough to think that our relationship was going to last as long as it has been, our friendship.
Yeah.
I didn't have any concept of that.
Yeah.
So
I didn't either. I can't say that I was necessarily looking for friends or anything like that, but when I'm always open to it, and so again, I was looking to just connect with people who, were in the community, because I was new, really new at that point. I was a gay baby. So, that was what it was. And I was like, I want to connect with some people, and I want to understand, what I'm getting myself into, and who I might be getting myself into. But yeah,
I think we were what each other needed at the time. I think we met at the exact point that we needed to meet to have the relationship and friendship that we have. Yeah.
All right.
So thanks for that. That was a good ass question.
That was a good one. Yeah, that was a good one.
Okay. So this is from Erica from Richmond. What's up? What's one thing you admire about each other that you never say to their face? Again, a female listener watcher. I appreciate you.
Yeah.
I don't think there's anything that I would not tell you face to face or on the phone. I feel like our relationship is good enough and stable enough that if I had an issue with you, I could bring it up. And it goes back to what you mentioned at the restaurant earlier this year. Something was brought up.
Yeah.
Or I don't even think you intentionally meant to bring it up. And I think in my mind, I had it preloaded in my head that if this comes up again, I'll say something to it. But if he never says anything about it again, I'm just going to let it blow by. And it got brought up. We talked about it. We squashed it out there at the table within 10, 15 minutes. And then that was the end of it.
It wasn't 10, 15 minutes.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It wasn't even that long. So I kind of feel like, again, it was a difficult conversation, but
how long had you been feeling that?
I think I kind of felt that way maybe around mentally the third time that I noticed it, because at that point my brain started doing this is a pattern. You need to remember that this is a pattern, because again, as a gamer, you recognize patterns and things and repetition. And so after the third time, it was like, pay attention to this the next time it happens. And then it happened. And then it happened the other time. And I was like, okay, how do I feel about this? And is it bothering me? I should say something to him. So the issue was that I'd had to figure out, okay, how was I going to bring it up? Would I want to bring it up when it happens the next time, or because I think my other issue was I probably wouldn't have said, I probably wouldn't have brought it up then because we were in mixed company. But because it came up, then I had to address it then.
It was so uncomfortable. The levels of uncomfort on his face when we were engaging in that, he was just like,
and he has no poker face at all.
he literally got scared for a minute. Like his face got flush, and I was just sitting there like, okay, is that a problem? You know,
Yeah.
and that's what it was.
But yeah, that's what it was. I think I wanted to bring it up, but I didn't want to bring it up then. But since it was brought up, it was like, okay, let me just talk about it now. Because if it was me, it would have just been the two of us.
And for me, it was. Do you want to talk about what it was?
Yeah.
Okay. So again, we go back to this thing of him being in the nudist era. And so let me give you my perspective on that. Again, I didn't know that was something that had always or that had been in your mind for as long as it had. You had never shared that necessarily with me, or that aspect with me. So when all of that started to happen and you were, you know, you were hanging out with people and you were going to these different things. And here's where the tension is. Here's where the tension was between us. I said to you at the restaurant, and I'm going to stand firm in this. I didn't stand firm in it that night, but I'm going to stand firm in it now. In some of the initial times that you talked to me about events that you were going to, you did not say to me, this is a nude event. And specifically, and when I replayed it in my mind, I was like, okay, had he ever said anything to me about it? There were a couple of instances, there were 2 instances specifically where you told me about an event and you had talked to me about it. And I was just like, oh, okay, cool, blah, blah, blah. You know, that's going to be fun. He's out there enjoying himself. And then you would say something, or you said something, and it caused me to ask a question. Because in my mind, I can remember going, well, why do you have to do that? Mm-hmm. Specifically, you had an event at your house one night and you told me about it and you were like, oh, I'm cooking for this and I got to go get food and do all that. And I was like, okay, cool. It is what it is. Then you said something about socks, purchasing some socks or something like that. Mm-hmm. And I was like, why do you need to purchase socks specifically for this thing? And then that's when you told me that it was this type of event. And I was like, oh, okay. And then the other thing was you went to a brunch and you were like, oh, well, I got to go find a robe. And I was like, why do you need to find a robe for brunch? And then you were like, oh, because it's this. And I said, oh, okay. So then that's when I started asking, whenever you brought up an event, I was like, okay, is this a naked event? Is this a nude event? So it wasn't to necessarily ridicule you, but in my mind, the pattern was, okay, he's having these things, but he's not telling me these things. So I don't know if it's that he doesn't want to share this or he's nervous about talking about this because it might be new to him. I don't know. But every time I asked you that, it was always between us, except that one time that your partner was there. And so that was why I kept asking, because I was like, okay, well, is this one of these? Is this one of these? And I wasn't judging you for it, but I was like, okay, well, let me ask before I start asking a whole bunch of other questions. And I get it later down the road. So that was what.
And so the thing that got to me, what was bothering me was that it wasn't that. Okay, so let me start here. Because these events and gatherings in my mind have been normalized, right. It didn't feel like, oh yeah, it's a new Super Bowl party. It's a new brunch. It's a new this, that, and other. Like that part didn't seem like it was that important. Not that I was purposely leaving it off. It's just that in my mind, I was like, oh yeah, it was going to be a nude event, this, that, and other. So when it got brought up to you, I could see from your perspective that
it's not normalized to me.
Yes.
Only because I don't know that side of
right.
it. Yeah.
Right.
So it wasn't normal to me. I was like, okay, this is new.
Mm-hmm.
So if this is new, I need to adjust, but I want to make sure that I know.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And so there's 2 things with that. Because then it's like, well, what does it matter if it's nude or not? And then the other thing was part of the reason why we had the episode where Jimmy came on, because I was like, okay, well, maybe if I bring someone else in that can talk about this, maybe he'll understand this a little bit more.
And it wasn't that I didn't understand it. It was that that was the only thing it was. That it felt like, honestly, from my vantage point, it felt like this was new to you as well, and that you weren't completely comfortable with it yet, and you weren't telling me because you weren't completely comfortable with it yet. And I was like, well, I want you to be comfortable with it if this is something that you're gonna do. So if you're not gonna tell me, I'm gonna ask.
Yeah.
You know, kind of thing. And that was all it was.
And I get that.
Yeah.
Totally. It's just what was bothering me was that when I would say, oh yeah, we're going to have a party at the house, or I'm going to go to this event, is it a nude event?
Yeah.
And it was like, no, it's not a nude event. And I was just like, what is he on about this? Like, it's,
yeah, I just,
and that's
because
what
I wanted to, because I was like, well, you hadn't told me those couple of times. So I was sticking with that. Like, okay, you hadn't told me. So, all right, well, is that what it is? Okay.
Yes.
And I did it jokingly because I didn't want it to sound judgy.
And it was coming off judgy to me.
Okay.
And I think that's why we resolved it very quickly that day. Yeah. Because again, I wasn't hiding it from you, but you thought I was hiding it from you. And you didn't think it was judgy, and I was thinking it was judgy. Yeah. So, we just had our lines crossed on this whole thing. So, you know, it was just kind of, I think, you know, again, I understand still as a nudist that I'm not ashamed to talk about. And if you want to bring it up, we can still bring it up. It's just that I have to, and this is something that the nudist community talks about a lot, is that there's always this, oh, y'all just be hanging around because y'all gonna turn into a sex party.
Yes, I never thought that.
And we always have to be like, no, that's not what it is. If it was a sex party, we would say it's a sex party. And yeah, it's just
I never thought that. Yeah. I just was like, that was the only reason why I asked those questions, because it just came across like that. So.
Yeah. But yeah, if it was a nude event,
now you do.
Yeah, and I think because we had the conversation about it, but again, I wasn't aware that, you know, you thought that I was hiding something from me, because it's just in my brain normalized, like, oh yeah, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, I'm doing that. But because I was doing non-nude things and nude things, that I guess, you know, for you, just for your own personal knowledge, you would want to know. I
was like, okay,
oh yeah, he's going to a nude.
That this? Yeah, right. Yeah, but I don't. And see, like I said, I was like, I won't ask anymore. So you notice, ever since that day, I don't ask shit. When you say you're going somewhere, I'm like, okay, cool. If he tells me what it is, then he tells me what it is. If not, whatever. So our last question for this session here is coming from Quincy from Dallas. All right. So Quincy asked, if y'all weren't friends right now and met today for the first time, do you think you'd still click? Met today for the
first time. I think we would.
Yeah, I think we
would. I think because again, we talk about relationships and friendships on this show a lot. I think we both have better tools to obtain friends and maintain friends. Because I think the consistency of our communication with each other has made us good friends, and would make any relationship. Because all of the friends that I've made, even within the last 2 to 3 years, has been because we've been consistent with our communication and taking the time to be vulnerable and share different things so we can bond.
It's so fun to hear you say vulnerable.
I hate saying it.
It is so fun. Every time I hear it. And that's the one thing I've never said to you. I was like, it is so funny to hear you say vulnerable. Like, it's like,
I hate it.
Like you're starting the car.
Yes. It's
crank it up.
So, but it's okay.
Yeah, it is.
Talk about my speech if you want to.
Yes, because we're friends and we do that. So thank y'all for, you know, listening and sending in those questions.
Yes.
Please send more in so that we can do part 4 of this. We love answering these questions. Just don't talk to us about drama and arguments and fights. We're done with that.
Yes.
We don't argue. We've only gotten into one argument and a piece of tension that we just talked about here. That's it. We are squash. Okay. We are butternut squash on that. We have not done any of that. So thank y'all for the questions. And again, send us more.
That's right. Yeah. All right. So that's it. That's our show for tonight. Yeah. Thanks for watching this episode of Just Drawz. We hope you learned something new today. Yeah. Laughed a little bit. I know I laughed.
You laughed a lot. And he's going to laugh even more when we leave here today.
And watch that commercial.
Probably all night. So that's why I'm glad we're in 2 separate rooms.
That's
opposite sides of my house. I love that. Yeah, because you can laugh and giggle all night. So again, Connect with us on social media. Jump in my DMs since I'm the one who gets the most DMs. You know, jump into DMs, talk to both of us, talk to us on our webpage, say what's up, say we like the show, give us some constructive criticism, all that good stuff.
Until then, just be bold, just be beautiful, and most importantly, just be naked underneath your clothes.
Please. And we will catch y'all next time.
Peace.
Your brand new car. Nobody's hurt, but there will still be pain. It comes when your insurance company says they'll only pay 3/4 of what it takes to replace it. What are you supposed to do? Drive 3/4 of a car? Now, if you had Liberty Mutual new car replacement, you'd get your whole car back. I guess they don't want you driving around on 3 wheels. Smart.
Make sure you subscribe and share the show because the algorithm only listens when you all make noise.
Follow us on social media, tap in with the community, and keep the conversation going.
We look forward to seeing you and
hearing from you. Peace.